A little problem with the camera there for a second. Had to go in and fix it. It's going to show you that jig if you can see it. All right. Let's see. Give me some jigs over here. Well, painted these earlier. So make sure your line gets tight here, your thread. I got a mess at my desk. Got model cars. I've been building model cars and waiting for it to warm up so I can put some paint on. Let's see which one's going to do this. Put some this on there. Hold off on that. I'm not going to do that. Let it set up a little bit. Stuff gets everywhere. Well, make a brown one this time. Well, brown tail, black head. Messed that up. I'm going to tie one of each of these. Some weak, stupid jig. Hard to see that, ain't it? Let's see. Piece of paper here. This is 132 here, a bit bigger. Pitiful. This is like an earthworm color. They really like it. I have good luck with it. I have good luck with the blue one too on the big bluegills where I live at. A little too much on that, that's all right. Won't hurt it. Just make it hold better. I don't know if you can see. It's the black one. This is the 16th. Clean that off a little bit. Get some of that powder coat paint off. It don't hurt it. The fish sees something it likes, it's going to go after it. I learned that a long time ago because I've been fishing since I was a little kid. I mean, since I was little, as far as I can remember. Probably since probably the 60s. My uncles, they used to go with my uncles and my cousins. My dad would take it, even though my dad did not like fishing, he would go because of family and to teach us kids about fishing. And I had a couple uncles, and they really fished good. Went all over. They took it serious. I mean, they had their names for the rigs, and if you called them something different, they chew you out. Yep. Like a Kentucky rig is a Kentucky rig. They say it was invented in Kentucky. And who am I doubt my uncle that was already 60 years old in the 60s and been around that long? He called it Kentucky rig, double hook, sinker on the bottom. He called it Kentucky rig, and that's what he called it. You know, it's just how it is. You had certain rigs for certain things, and then as I got older, that's what they were called. They've always been called that. They've been called nothing else. Somebody says something different, they don't know what they're talking about. I just didn't start fishing yesterday or 2 years from or 3 years ago or 5 years. I fished all my life. Even though I worked and it took most of my time up, I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to. I still fished all my life. Since I've been a little kid, I've been on the riverbank. I learned to swim on in a creek, you know what I mean? That's how it was when I was a kid. We lived and camped all the time, every weekend we could. You know, didn't have fancy poles and didn't have this, didn't need it. Didn't have to have this or that, you know. Oh, you got to have that to catch this. You got to have this to catch that. Never heard so much crap in my life on YouTube. I watch some of these YouTube channels and it drives me nuts. And what bothers me worse is somebody out here, oh, I wished I had that. Oh, I wished I had this. Oh, I wish somebody give me this. Oh, I wish somebody buy me this. Oh, I wished I had this. I can't stand somebody bumming. If you can't get it on your own, don't get it. That's just me. That's how I am. If you don't like it, I don't care. Cannot stand to hear somebody bumming. There's people I quit watching on YouTube because of that. I just quit watching them. I can't stand it. I can't stand him bumming. They got enough fish and stuff. They can't catch fish with what they got, then they don't need to fish anyway. I hear them bum out there, and it just makes me sick. I know what my dad and my parents would have said if they ever heard, even today, if they was alive and they heard me saying something like, I wished I had that. I wished I had what he had. It must be nice being him. My dad would have smacked me right in the head. He would have literally smacked me in the head. Tell me quit acting like a bum. Said, you don't be a bum, you earn what you get. So there's channels I don't watch because I hear people out here, and I used to watch them all the time. You know what I mean? But I hear them bumming, and they bum now for stuff. I wished I had that fishing pole. I wish I had that fishing. Must be nice for him to get them fishing pole. They already give it to me. I can't stand that. I cannot. I mean, it blows me away. I mean, I never asked. I've always worked for my stuff. You know, I even went back to work after I had 2 back surgeries, and they told me I'd never go back to work. That's what the doctors told me, and that's what my lawyers told me. That's what the state told me. Federal judge, he said, you'll never work again in your life. And I proved him wrong. I went back to work for 30 years. And I didn't pick no little girl job. I had a man's job. That's why I'm paying for it now. My hands hurt, my neck hurts, my back hurts. It's all good though. I enjoyed what I did. I loved it. I was an industrial mechanic, but I'm one of them persons that don't need it. I just how I look at it. Get on here and bum. I understand you got YouTube channels, but bumming just drives me. I can't stand it. Can't. There's no sense to be a bum. I wished I had. It don't make you a better fisherman. These rigs these people offer to sell, that don't make you catch a fish. Trust me. I've been catching big catfish since I was a little ignorant kid, little pump when I was young pump. I didn't need no fancy bobbers, no fancy stuff to hold my bait up off the stupid ground. Some people, oh, you got to have this, you got to have that. It's the best rig in town. It's the best. That bullshit. Bull crap. Excuse me for cussing. It's not. You don't need all that fancy stuff. Oh, you need this braid. You need this big heavy line. You need this. Why? For what? I mean, I don't know what you need it for. People have been catching big catfish on 10, 20-pound line forever. I don't know if you can see that. Looking good. And that's it. That's the last one I'm making out of the brown. I want to make a couple because I already got some made. Well, I might make me a deer tail one, though. I got a squirrel over here. Squirrel tail, too. I can make one. They just don't have a lot of action in the deer tail, though. You just got to be when they're hungry to eat it. I got a red squirrel tail right here. I dried out myself. You know what? I think I will make me a squirrel tail. I'm thinking of it. They're pretty sharp. They don't have a lot of action, but it's all good in the neighborhood. The marabou's got a lot of action. Rabbit zone or whatever it's called, that's got real good action. Like I said, when they're ready to eat and you put it in their face, they will eat it. They don't need nothing fancy. Trust me, they're just fish. I mean, they eat fake stuff, so what does that tell you? Don't even look like what's in their area. Used to bass fish a lot out in the 80s, and you find the right bait, and they will absolutely go nuts over it. Plastic, rubber, it don't matter. They didn't care. They didn't care if it made noise, whatever. When they was hungry and they thought, well, look at that, looks good, even though it wasn't in the water. Just like some people say, well, if it don't have skipjack in that water, you won't catch no catfish. That's crazy. They attract to the smell and stuff. Well, you think a chunk of skipjack, when a fish looks at it, when you cut it in a little piece, it says, look at that, that's a piece of skipjack. No, they go by smell. They draw to the smell, catfish do. Up here where I live at, they ain't got a lot of blue catfish, called the lake don't, but they got channel cats. And I'm going to tell you right now, they will eat skipjack. And there ain't a bit of skipjack in this water. Shad, yeah. No skipjack. Bluegill, yeah. Crappie, yeah. But you ain't allowed to use crappie. But they will absolutely tear up skipjack. I know I've caught a bunch of them channel cat on 4, 5, 6 pounders. That's as big as they are up here. I don't know why. The people act like, well, they got small ones, which I fish the river north of where I live at, in the, north of the lake. But some reason they just don't. I don't know if it's just so many of them. I haven't seen them. They say they're flatheads, but I got a river I go to for flatheads. I mean, that's just it. That's just how it is. I wonder if I took put black on that. Real black, you know. I mean, I've been catching flatheads when I was a little kid. I mean, I was just a kid catching fish. I'll fish for everything. I don't care. I don't have to. I catch everything. I love catching bluegill and eating them. Ain't nothing like a good fried bluegill and iron skillet with some lard and salt and pepper. That's all you need. I love crappie. I'll start crappie fishing as soon as the water unfreezes up here. Our water still froze up. I ain't going ice fishing. I ain't able. But one day, you know, when it's ready, I'll be out there. Guarantee it. Now, this is red squirrel tail. It don't have a lot of action. The only thing I don't like about it, but some fish go to it. Some of them will go after it. You know, just how it is. Kind of mind them something they probably ate earlier, you know, in their life. Which this lake up here gets pressured a lot. And some people people keep fish. Some of these lakes I just can't. The bluegill, I seen some old guy. I just couldn't believe it. I just, you know, my family, my uncles, my cousins, because I had older cousins than me, they would have smacked me in the head if I talked about keeping a bluegill this big. You know what I mean? I watched a guy keeping bluegill this big. I told him, I told him what I thought. I said, buddy, let them bluegill grow up. I grind them up. I understand that. I just don't understand that, catching them, keeping a bluegill. But some people do. It's just like up this one lake, there's a couple up here. Crappie don't get no bigger. I mean, they do. I catch them 12, sometimes 13, average about 10 and 9. The other one is smaller. And these people, they'll catch them 8 inches, which you're allowed to take, and they keep them. I'm like, my God, there's no meat on a little 7 or 8 inch crappie. They just ain't. That is a squirrel tail jig. I got raccoon. I don't know. It's hard to see. You can see it right here. Yeah, they are. And I'm going to tie one deer tail, a gray one, I think, of the bigger jigs. This is my first live I've ever done, so, you know, I don't get on here much doing lives. I just felt like it because I've been making jigs for the last couple of weeks and stopped on my model building because of the weather. Can't put the clear on, so it takes a lot when you're painting a model. People don't realize but you can build them simple, of course. What color I want? I'll go with the gray here. The gray kind of looks like minnows. Deer don't have a lot of movement either. But building models, you know, I try to build them the best I can. I enjoy it. I'm not able to do a lot here lately. My last few years, you know, back issues really caught up with me. But black on that. But it takes a lot of work. You think you just do it built? I mean, I guess you could. I enjoy the detail motors and yeah, like I love detailing the motors out. Then the paint job's important to me. Like this model I'm getting ready to paint, 66 or 67 Caprice, uh, going to have a coat of silver for the base, one of the base coats, and it's going to get aluminum sponge on it to give it a marble look. Then it's going to have, I ain't decided, red, orange, or blue candy color. I ain't decided. It's a little bit of work to do it to make it look good. But it's all good. A little bit of gray. Deer hair. Which they stock. We got to they let the water out of the dam. Sharp. They put trout in it. There's a couple places I can go trout fish. I like trout fishing. Them trout are, them farm bred trout are dumber than a box of rocks. Anybody can catch them. Little power bait, Berkeley power bait or whatever it is, orange or green. Depends what kind of mood they're in. You will tear them up with the marshmallows on the end. My back's killing me. I don't know if anybody watched my videos or not. Really don't matter to me. I do now tie flies. Ain't nothing I can't do. Nothing I put in my mind. I've done it a little bit of everything in my life. You name it, I've done it. And fortunately, my dad was pretty. My dad, you know, he was, you know what I mean, was always supportive. All righty. Hey, now we're going to get back to tying watch collars. And I'm going to finish tying these. You guys have a good one. I hope you somebody watching my video. If you don't, sorry about it. Have a good one. Oh.